Hi, this is Adam with ASoltys Art Creations, and today I bring to you a special little gift of a review of a device that you may or may not have seen out there. It is called Amiiqo, and what it does is it allows you to back up your current Amiibo to one device. It allows you to hold up to 200 characters on this little device here. And what I find is that this is actually a pretty neat device if you don't want to carry all your figures with you. So what you would do is maybe you would take your top 5 that you enjoy and you would store them on here, and you'd be able to swap out in between them and battle and level them up just like any other amiibo that you might have. The device itself is actually pretty decently built. It's pretty simple, basic, to the point. I've even thought about making a nice little custom with this myself. But the device itself is very easy to use. What you're going to need is a Android NFC enabled phone, and it's pretty much going to do all of the transfer for you. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and start up the Amiibo app, and to start off you would go ahead and you press to the back here, and it will give you the options for managing your banks, setting the bank account, which allows you to change the amount of spaces. So what I would do there is I can go ahead, this is going to be really difficult because I have no way of holding onto my phone at the moment. So say I want to change my bank accounts to 14. I go ahead, select that, and every time you make a change to what you want to do, you want to go ahead and you want to tap the device to it to save it, and it'll let you know everything has been saved. And then from there you would manage your banks, and this is where you would hold all your Amiibo. What I've already done is I have a selection of Amiibo that I've backed up from my personal collection. Very easy to do. What you would want to do, I'll go ahead and show you the process. You would take your standard everyday Amiibo, in this case the Wii Fit Trainer. Everything is normal. You tap it up to the back of your phone, and then you select dump. Real easy. And after that you go ahead and you tap it to the back, and it lets you know it saves it to a file name. It tells you what file it's saved to. Now I've already previously dumped my Wii Fit Trainer, so what I might recommend that you guys do is that you write down that file name and you match it up with which Amiibo you scanned. It makes it a lot easier to figure out later on down the road which Amiibo you have saved. What I did is also I sorted everything by the time that I saved it, and I wrote down which Amiibo I saved. I'm hoping in the future what they'll allow you to do is change your own file name, make your own file name instead of writing its own specific name. So now what you would do is you go ahead and you take the Amiibo and you tap it to the back. It'll come up with the other menu. You go ahead and you press Manage Banks. I already have the Wii Fit Trainer up there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out my Bowser Jr. I currently have unnamed Animal Crossing cards that I've backed up from my personal collection. Quite a few of them. In this case, I'm actually just going to load up my Wii Fit Trainer. Right there. Hit OK. And then once again, you tap it to the back. It's going to tell you that it's saved in Bank 3. You can confirm this just by looking at the Managed Banks. So let's say that I want to go ahead, and what's really cool about this is they actually provide you with 10 Amiibo, Rob, Falco. I'm going to load up my Rob, which is a unreleased figure, as soon as I can find it with all my Amiibo. I do have a full collection, so I made sure to back up everything on this. There's my little Rob. Hit OK, and you put it up to the base. It writes to it, it'll let you know, number 1. Confirmed on number 1. So now that's really all you need the phone for. What you would do in this case now is you confirm that's been written. First one on there is going to be Rob, so that should be the first one that pops up. Write it on, And there it is. I've previously battled with Rob, so I've already have him set up. But if you have not set up your Amiibo, it's going to go through the normal setup process. It works and saves just like any other Amiibo. It's just that you're able to store and swap out between them, which is really cool. So I'll go ahead and I will feed some equipment to them. Something that's not too painful. I'll just go ahead and put that on there and save it. Go ahead, tap it on. Save to the device. Very cool, just like any other Amiibo. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that I would use anywhere between 1 to 5. You can store up to 200. My recommendation is that you really don't need to store 200 on here because the method of swapping out is a little bit more tedious than than using other figures. In this case, what you actually have to do is there's a little button on there. What you do is you hold down that button just before you tap it, you put it on, and it swaps out to the next Amiibo. In this case, it would be Falco. So the 200 mark at the moment, they have no way, as far as I know, to set which one you want to start at. So I find that it's most effective to put 1 to 5 Amiibo on there, because doing that 200 times seems really unrealistic. So the device itself will only run you about $75 to $100, and I know I say only, but that's about the price, about 5 or 6 Amiibo that you're able to store on here. And you can store up to 200 if you want. They go ahead and they provide you with 10, like I mentioned before, Falco, Ra, which are not released, and they allow you to back up whatever ones that you want. So I would say, instead of having to travel with all your Amiibo, or just 1 or 2, bring your whole collection on here. It's also pretty useful they're compatible with the future cards that they have out for the Animal Crossing, which I've backed up as well. Works well. I haven't had any issues at all. Build quality is really good. It's small. I would say small enough to fit inside a base of the Amiibo itself. So you might be able to make a nice little cool mod out of this. I'm thinking a smash ball, kind of like a signal or symbol for a universal figure. It works really well with the Wii U. It works with the new 3DS. I have not tested it with the old 3DS and the NFC reader. I do have one. I can give you my results at another time, but I don't think there's going to be any issue with that. They are going to be constantly updating this. Future updates are going to include cheats, which may not be good news for Amiibo purists out there, but you can usually kind of tell what Amiibo have been cheated. There are other devices that allow you to do so already out on the market, so that wouldn't be anything new. But it allows you to kind of alter the stats. There's going to be some ease of use updates in the future. Hopefully the naming feature will be on there, but I do recommend this device. Like I said, it's very well built and it does what it's supposed to do. If you get it, you're pretty much what's expected of it. It's great to swap out figures. What you want to do is, say you want an 8-player you want 8 Amiibo battle, you can go ahead and set up the 8 Amiibo right in a row. Make sure you only do about 8. You don't want to add too many more than that, because swapping out, if you don't have the figure, let's say Toad, we'll say we put Toad on there, you're going to have difficulty swapping out because 1, the system is not going to recognize it as a fighter on Smash. And 2, when you get to certain figures, one of the bugs that I've noticed is that it has difficulty switching over to the next Amiibo when the figure is not compatible with the game that's used. Not really a big deal. It all depends on how you set things up. You will have no issue with it. There are support forums out there, maxconsole.net. They have a support forum for the Amiiqo. Or Amiiqo. I still haven't really figured out how the pronunciation on that is, but I like Amiiqo, but I'm sure it's pronounced Amiiqo. You can message me if you have any questions about the device. I can give you a little bit more specifics, something maybe I haven't mentioned here. Feel free to go ahead and drop by a line. I'm on ASoltys Art Creations on Facebook, and Dark Dreamer, that's D-A-R-K-D-R-E-A-M-R, there's no E in Dreamer, Dark Dreamer And you can go ahead and message me if you have any questions. Feel free to throw them in my direction. So that being said, signing out. ASoltys Art Creations, Amiiqo, Amiiqo, however you want to pronounce it. It's right there, amiiqo.com. And thanks for listening.